Bonjour et bienvenue sur ma chaîne. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Cindy. In this video we're going to learn how to make comparisons in French. Le comparatif. So first things first, how is the comparative formed? The comparative form has two parts. A comparative adverb, which is a word used to express change and make comparisons, and the French word que. So to form the comparative, you need a comparative adverb and que. For example, elle est plus petite que lui, she is smaller than him, or she is smaller than he is. So the comparative adverb here is plus, which is the equivalent of the er that is added to the adjective small in English. And you can see that the French word que, meaning than here, has been added after the adjective petite. Il est plus grand qu'elle, he is taller than her, or he is taller than she is. Again, you can see the comparative adverb plus in front of the adjective grand, followed by que. You can also see that the letter E in the word que has been replaced by an apostrophe. This is because the word following que starts with a vowel. Whenever the word following que starts with a vowel, you need to replace the E with an apostrophe. So there are three types of comparative forms. The comparative form expressing superiority, formed with the words plus que, meaning more than, or than. The comparative form expressing inferiority, formed with the words moins que, meaning less than. And the comparative form expressing equality, formed with the words aussi que, meaning as, and autant que, meaning as much as, or as many as. So here's an example of the comparative expressing superiority. Le lièvre est plus rapide que la tortue. The hare is faster than the turtle. Here is an example of the comparative expressing inferiority. Julie est moins bavarde qu'Emily. Julie is less talkative than Emily. And here are examples of the comparative expressing equality. Vincent est aussi joueur que Jade. Vincent is as playful as Jade. Il a besoin d'autant de temps que toi. He needs as much time as you. As you've just seen in the last example, in the French comparative, when a pronoun is needed after que, you need to use a disjunctive pronoun, that is either moi, toi, lui, elle, nous, vous, eux, elle. You can't use a subject pronoun in French like you can in English. For example, je suis plus sportive que translates to either I am more sporty than them or I am more sporty than they are. Something else you need to be aware of is that although the comparative is formed using a comparative adverb such as plus, moins, aussi, or autant, and the word que, those two words occupy different places in the sentence depending on whether the comparison is made using an adjective, an adverb, a verb, or a noun. When a comparison is made with an adjective or with an adverb, the comparative adverb goes immediately before the adjective or adverb, and que is placed immediately after the adjective or adverb. So basically you get the comparative adverb followed by either an adjective or adverb followed by que. For example, Antoine est plus intelligent que Julien. Antoine is more intelligent than Julien. As you can see, plus is placed before the adjective intelligent and que is placed immediately after it. You might have heard as well that I pronounce the S in plus as if it was a Z, whereas it's usually silent. This is called liaison and happens when the following word starts with a vowel. Amélie fait ses devoirs plus lentement que Laura. Amélie does her homework more slowly than Laura. You can see here that the comparative adverb plus is placed before the adverb lentement and que is placed immediately after it. When a comparison is made with a verb, the comparative adverb and que follow each other and are placed immediately after the verb. For example, je mange plus qu'elle, I eat more than her, or I eat more than she does. You will notice that the comparative adverb plus and que follow each other and that they're both placed after the verb mange. Also, in the comparative expressing superiority, when que is placed immediately after plus, the S in plus is pronounced. Lena boit moins que moi, Lena drinks less than me, or Lena drinks less than I do. Again, you'll notice that moins and que follow each other and are both placed immediately after the verb boire. And finally, when a comparison is made with a noun, the comparative adverb is always followed by the word de, both of which are placed before the noun. When comparing two nouns, de is also needed after que and before the second noun. So basically, if you're comparing two nouns, you would get the comparative adverb followed by de, followed by a noun, followed by que, followed by de, followed by another noun. For example, on a eu moins de neige que l'année dernière. We've had less snow than last year. As you can see, because we're comparing a noun, neige, we've had to add the little word de between the comparative adverb moins and the noun. And although the whole structure is followed by another noun, année, meaning year, we don't need the little word de before année because we're not comparing the two nouns with each other. Unlike in the following example, j'ai besoin d'autant de farine que de sucre. I need as much flour as sugar. We also need the little word de here before the second noun because we are comparing both nouns with each other. There are a few words you can use before the comparative adverb to intensify or reduce the severity of the comparison. To intensify the comparison, you can use beaucoup, a lot, or vraiment, really. And to reduce the severity of the comparison, you can use un peu, a bit, slightly, or un petit peu, a little bit. For example, il est beaucoup plus grand que toi, he is a lot taller than you. Or when talking to children, he is a lot older than you. Elle gagne un peu moins d'argent que lui, she earns slightly less money than him. Notice that both the intensifier beaucoup and the mitigator un peu are placed before the comparative adverb. And also notice that in the last example, the comparison is made with a noun, argent, but the E of the little word de has been replaced with an apostrophe because the noun starts with a vowel. You also need to know that the adverbs bon and bien, good and well, are irregular in the superior comparative in French. Just like in English, you can't say plus bon, gooder, or more good, nor plus bien, weller, or more well. Instead of saying plus bon, you need to say meilleur, and instead of saying plus bien, you need to say mieux. Meilleur agrees in number and gender with the subject, whereas mieux is always spelled the same. However, if you want to say as good, or not as good, meaning less good, or as well, or not as well, normal rules apply. So for example, je suis meilleur que toi en maths, I am better than you at maths. Because better is used here in the sense of more good, we chose to use meilleur. Je suis aussi bon que toi en maths, I am as good as you at maths. Because we're using the comparative expressing equality here, the adverb bon is regular and so normal rules apply. Je me sens mieux qu'hier, I feel better than yesterday. Because better here means more well rather than more good, we need to use mieux. Je me sens aussi bien qu'hier, I feel as well as yesterday. We're using the comparative expressing equality here, so the adverb bien is regular and normal rules apply. I hope you found this lesson useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it. And if you still have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments. That's what the comments are for. If you're new to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. I upload new videos regularly. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, all the links are in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye!